doing? You mowing grass?
No, I'm not mowing grass. Wait a minute. No, I'm not mowing grass. This is a homestead. We don't grow grass, we grow food. I'm planting an apple orchard. Welcome to my new orchard. All right, I'm gonna show you what I've done here, and I'm gonna show you how you can do it too. Honey, come with me up this way, and please note what I've got here is I'm starting an entire new orchard. Come on, honey. From hardwood cuttings, okay? I'm gonna explain the difference to you between hardwood cuttings and softwood cuttings. So, come on, hon, let's just get right to it and show them how to do it. So about 1 month ago, I'm going to show you the specific dates. On April 5, 2018, I took a bunch of cuttings off of some existing apple trees we had. You can see now it's May 3, so we're 2 days shy of a month. Now, you've heard me say in our videos, a lot of your propagation, your farming, everything, homesteading is trial and error, and there's more than one way to do things. We are currently rooting apple trees from softwood cuttings in water and in sand, and we've got some hardwood cuttings that we took a month ago we've had in water that have not yet rooted. They're still alive, and we're putting them straight into the soil with the rooting hormone exactly where we want them to go. Now, I'm going to show you how I did my other plots. Let me see this for just a second. What I want to point out to you here is that we've got 2 rows of 8. Okay, this is a row. There's going to be 8 growth trees here, 8 here. And what I've done is I've put 4 hardwood cuttings in each little plot, and this is to give me 4 times the chance of success as if I just put 1. My beautiful bride who's recording this video said, "Why you put 4?" Well, I told her she'd learn, and that's why. Okay, I've got 4 times the likelihood of success than if I just did 1. And maybe they'll all 4 live, and if they do, that's great. I can always thin them out if I want, or I can leave them there. Now, when you're preparing your hole for your hardwood cuttings, make sure you keep your sod intact. The sod is one of the most important parts of this process, and I'll explain why here in a second. I dig a hole with my shovel, and then I'll peel the soil off of the bottom of the sod where I'm going to stick my hardwood cuttings, keeping the sod itself intact. Now you want to make sure this soil is chopped up loose so that as these cuttings start to root, the roots aren't trying to press through hardened, compacted soil. The soil is soft so they can get through, okay? Now here's my cuttings that have been soaking in water for about a month, 2 days shy of a month, and I actually have 5 here. I miscounted, so I'm ending up with 5, and I'm not showing you exactly what I did. Okay, this is a rooting hormone. I'm not promoting this particular product, and I'm going to tell you why I'm using it. We made a video on how to root Leland cypresses a few months ago, and I mentioned that we've had mixed results with this, and somebody commented, it either works or it doesn't. Why don't you just say, why are you saying sometimes it works, sometimes, okay, whatever, you get the point. Ma'am, my life's not that cut and dry. It's a little more complicated. We like to try different things to see what sort of different results we get from different practices. So, honey, show them that first row of trees. Just come over here, honey, or they're not gonna be able to hear me. My point is, we did not use rooting hormone on this first row of trees. The second row of trees, we're using the rooting hormone, okay? So this way, in time, we're gonna be able to see, we'll compare and contrast. Does it actually, how effective is it? Okay, so you simply take your rooting hormone, you twirl the end of your hardwood cuttings around, knock off any excess, stab it in the ground. Now, there are no roots on these cuttings yet. We don't have to worry about ripping anything off. So when I stab them down in there, I use enough force to get them in there solidly. There's no roots to rip off. I want stability. Okay. We'll put that one there. Since we have 5 this time, we're just going to have 5. So they've got rooting hormone. You can see by the leaves and the buds on the cuttings that the cuttings are still very much alive, still very healthy. Now, From here, I'll take my sod, and at this point, I'll break it up like a puzzle. The sod is very important, not just to refill in your hole here, but probably the biggest, most important aspect of this sod is that it's going to retain moisture. Even though it's just the first part of May, it's going to hit 90 degrees today in our part of Virginia. They're saying it's going to be record heat. So maybe it's going to be a hot summer. And as we water these throughout the summer, which we will do, having this sod here will help retain the moisture. The water won't be able to just evaporate up as if it's just soil. If you dug just a mound of soil and had a pretty soil mound, it might look good, but that water is going to just evaporate right up through that soil. This sod, now break it up as I need to get it down in there to retain as much moisture as possible when it rains or when we water. But that's really all there is to it. Now, I want to point something else out for you here. You can work as hard as you want to plant an orchard, such as we're doing here, and it's just to no avail if you have a problem with deer. We have a lot of deer in our area. Now here again, I'm not promoting this particular product. I'm telling you about it because we use it and it works for us, okay? This is called I Must Garden Deer Repellent Spice Scent. It's not too pricey. We can get a bottle of this on Amazon for about $15 or $16. And we bought 2 bottles more than a year ago, and we still have about, I didn't realize how far you could stretch it. But I'll take it and just go, I do 3 squirts on every little pod of cuttings that I put in the ground, and that'll keep the deer away. Because they'll come by, they'll eat this stuff off in the spring. And we spray our trees about every 2 months with this stuff. And this is, it's rain resistant, it's people, pet, and plant safe. So you're not gonna hurt your cuttings with this. We sprayed other trees with it, and it's done no harm or damage to our trees, but it does keep the deer away. We used to spend so much money on wiring to make these wire guards, and we still have a lot of them up. We found this costs less than 1 roll of wire, and we can spray hundreds of trees with this. Whereas if we buy a 25-foot roll of wire, 2x4 wire that's about 4 feet high, it's like $22, and then you've got all the time involved with preparing your guards for your trees. So that's all there is to it. And now I want to show you one thing here at the end of the video. I want to show you the trees from which we took these cuttings. 28 days ago, I compared the dates. I went through and clipped these things off just as they were starting to bud out to show you how to root a softwood cutting. And in case you're wondering, well, did you kill those trees? Did they come back? We're going to show you how they look 1 month later. So here we are up at our original apple orchard, and here you can see some of the tree guards we were telling you about. But these are the trees we took those cuttings from earlier in the year. Let me borrow the phone, honey. The camera, because I'm going to point a couple things out here. You can see the proof in the pudding that these cuttings, these are fresh. We took these 28 days ago. When I cut these trees, there were no leaves or buds left, and now they're full of new leaves, new buds. And if you look here, look at this. An entirely new limb in only 28 days is growing off of the trunk of this tree. This is all soft. It's going to be a new limb. I left that one a little long, but I can go down the line and show you all the new growth. 28 days ago, there was nothing left on these trees. They look like sticks. And even though I know this is how this works, you have that, I had that doubt, oh my gosh, did I cut too much? Are these trees just not going to come back this year? No, they're coming back just fine. That's how it works. And now next year, and these trees all produce fruit, so next year we can take the new growth and make more softwood cuttings and create another orchard somewhere on our property. I mean, our property is big, it's 6 acres. Some people say, oh, you only got 6 acres. Well, you get out there and see what all you can do with that much land, you see how big it is. But we can have another orchard somewhere, or we can extend the orchard that we just started this morning. So here you go, hon. I just want to point out one more thing to you. 2 more things, actually. Okay, guys, you always got to be concerned with safety. I mentioned it's going to be super hot today. If you're out there farming, homesteading, and it's hot, drink lots of water. Number 2, you might have noticed I had some engineering tape down there when I was in the new orchard. I didn't point out why I put that there. As you could tell from that part of our yard, I mow around there. That's part of our backyard, and I'll continue to mow. I've learned the hard way that when I plant a new tree or I put in something in the ground to root, I better mark it with engineering tape. I'm not stupid. I know I just put those trees there, but when I'm mowing and I'm spending a couple hours on the mower, I'm thinking about my next farming or homesteading project. I'm thinking about a book I'm writing, or just anything in the world. I'll go into the zone and I'll run over a tree that small that I knew was there. The engineering tape has helped prevent that. So get some of this. It's like 99 cents a roll. And that's pretty much all there is to planting your own orchard from cuttings. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from it, please subscribe to our channel and watch for more videos from Homesteading Off the Grid.